Hello, I am a painter. My name is Reagan Wiles. I'm 49 years old. I live and work in this small room, presently, anyway. I paint mainly in oils. Often I rely on friends and a very few patrons who are also friends for art supplies, and often the things that I paint upon, the substrates, are things that I make myself out of wood panels, cardboard, paper, gessoed, stained, using some kind of emulsified mixture that I make myself. That's probably the oldest painting on the wall in here. It's about 15 years old. Everything else is sort of pandemic era work. When I was still working, I had tax returns so I could spend the money on art supplies. But now I've come to the end of my art supplies. I rarely sell anything. Frankly, I suppose I should say I rarely try, but I do post on Instagram and very rarely I have exhibited in galleries and cafes. Here's some sculptures I made of foam, foam coat, and plaster. These are also quite old, from 2009. I do sculpt on occasion, plaster, and also clay, which is unfired and painted. These are all old, quite old. Some of these plaster ones are not so old, a year. These are very new, only a few days old. The last few weeks. That was the last painting I painted in 2010 before I began writing. I broke my arm, so I couldn't work, so I couldn't earn money to buy paint, and I began writing instead and wrote for years before I began painting again. It's my spirit animal. That badger, that's an old one. That's about 15 years old. And these two are only a few weeks old, a few days old. And this is just a minim of my output. This desk is full of drawings, hundreds. Under this bed are several hundred drawings and paintings. There's a bin down there that has several hundred paintings, oil paintings on paper. And in an adjacent room, I have a portfolio under the bed that has probably 100 or 200 drawings in it. And then there are about 40 paintings or more in that closet. So in this small room, there are probably 2,000 paintings and drawings or more. I don't know. At last count, which was several years ago, there were about 1,000, but in the last 4 or 5 years, I've done 1,000.